Okay, we're here with Tom Cunneen of Sunrise. When I first came down and said hello, and I said, how was it? I think the word you used was brutal. How brutal? Tell us about it.
I think it's a different level to anything we've done before. You get the same thing in the Fastnet race or the Middle Sea race, but you get it more tempered. So the thing that stands out for me at the moment is that everything was massive extremes. It was lots of wind or no wind. It was very, very hot and very, very cold. And I just think this race is at a different level, to be honest. That's my immediate reflection. But what's been amazing for me is, you know, the logistics and the planning that's gone into getting the boat here, and the crew and all of it. Everybody's worked so hard, and the welcome we had here in Hobart was mind-blowing, to be honest.
So the Tassies are really good at that. They just turn up for everything. It's brilliant.
Well, I've never been greeted like that at the end of any sporting event, to be honest. So that was quite emotional, I have to be honest. And yeah, I just think that we take on these challenges foolishly sometimes. But this one's been the coolest thing we've ever done, for sure. You know?
That's fantastic. And then you went and picked probably just about the top navigator you could find for Sydney Hobart's in Adrian here. Adrian, tell us a bit about the race for you.
Well, I was Tom Cheney's our navigator on this team.
Yes,
I just slotted in on the back end, just as a local person involved. And it was throughout the whole race. You could see that the team had done so much work to get there, because we got here with a broken boom, but it was fixed, and there was no sails were broken or anything, because these guys have been campaigning so hard in the last couple of years. So I was surprised though that Tom says it's hard, because I found the Fastnet pretty hard actually, and they're all very hardened when it comes to the cold and everything. But I agree with Tom, it was an incredible race of extremes, this race, more so than many of the others I've done.
Yeah. We might get Tom, if you wouldn't mind just coming in the back here, and just get you to take your sunnies off, if you wouldn't mind. Just come into the corner here, Tom. So you were telling us a little bit about just exactly what you had to do to mend this broken boom. First of all, tell us how it happened, and then tell us what you did, because I think you were destroying bits of the boat to make it work.
Yeah, we had an unforced error in a jibe, a very windy jibe, but the main sheet came off a winch, and we wrapped the boom around the shrouds, and it basically folded in half and was literally in two pieces. So we kind of carried on sailing. We'd got a reef in, so we attached two kite sheets to the corner of the main and essentially sailed it like you would with a trysail. Dropped the boom off, took the boom off the gooseneck, and then like three or four of us just set apart, just taking apart any bits of boat that Tom would. Well, in fact, we didn't even really ask Tom permission at that point.
So somebody went down below and thought, right, pipe cot, that's the job. Yeah. Tom, you don't need to know about
questions when they had the hacksaw in their hand and the pipe cot in the cockpit, and they said, "Can we cut this up?" And it was a bit late for me to say no by then.
So I think the pipe cots were Bex's idea, and I went down and pulled both the aluminium pipe cots out of the two half berths, and. Yeah, we cut, I think, like 6 sections of aluminium tubing. So it's aluminium, gaffer tape, and then really sticky back Kevlar on top of it, like sail repair kit stuff. A bunch of sail ties, some string, a bit more Kevlar. And actually we put it back up yesterday evening when it was time to go upwind, and we were slamming as well, weren't we? Going upwind in gusting 30s. Really slamming. First few times, every time we slammed, I thought, that's it, the boom's going to fold in half again.
So you'd be thinking, maybe we'll just leave it like that.
I think we're going to do the next Fastnet with the boom like that.
Don't need a new boom.
And Tom, you must have thought it was almost like race over, didn't you, when you sort of saw that come apart?
Well, I actually said to Tom, it's race over. Or are we still racing, I think, as I asked. And Tom said, yeah, at the moment we are. And yeah, I mean, you have this horrible, sick gut feel where, all the efforts, but you come all this way and put in all this effort, and, a silly mistake costs you the race. But that's the best thing about this crew, is that when things go wrong, people just step up. And boy, have people stepped up this last 72 hours. So.
And it's because of that you're really quite well placed for a divisional win, in fact.
Yeah, I think we came, I foolishly said I thought we had a chance to win the overall. The reality it was a much, you needed to be a much faster boat to win this race overall, I think. but we have started every race before this with the view that we want to win our class, and it looks like we've achieved that here. And if that's the case, then we can't ask for anything else, really.
Right, well, you're adding quite something to your Palmares here at the moment. That's Fastnet Middle Sea and then divisional win here. You'll be going home pretty happy, I reckon.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we haven't been beaten for, I think, 2 years in class on this boat, so I'm pretty happy with our performance so far. And the moment that it sometime it's we're going to be beaten, and that will just keep us going. That's the determination not to be beaten is what keeps us pushing and continuously improving the project and everything. So
that's absolutely fantastic. It's been so good seeing you guys here, and just hearing that story kind of really adds some lovely colour to it. Well done, and hope we'll see you back again.
Yeah, we'll definitely be having